Hey there, I'm hanging out at the Gretsch booth here, Drum DDLA. And as a Gretsch artist, I'm always excited to see what's coming around the pike. And I believe we have a bunch of new cool stuff. Let's go check it out. Hey Andrew, how you doing, brother?
Good to see you, Gary.
Good to see you as well. What
Yeah.
we got here?
Nice, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're a dear friend of Gergo Borlai. You've known him for years. Gergo is a proud artist, and we developed the Gergo Borlai signature snare drum.
Cool, man.
It's a 4 1/4 by 14 brass shell. He's always liked thin, rather shallow drums.
Shallow drum.
But he wanted to go even more shallow than what he normally uses.
Okay.
So hence the 4 1/4. We have the mini lug here. But what's cool about it also is it has a sandblast surface texture.
Yeah, the
to
texture is slightly rough, right?
Right, a little bit rough.
Yeah.
It also has a unique color to it. That dries up the drum a bit and also gives it some uniqueness. It's a slamming drum.
Beautiful.
And
8 lug.
Yeah, 8 lug, yep. Yeah, we put the lightning throw off on it. And he was kind enough in Hungary, where he's been for 10 months now.
Yeah.
But he shot some great footage for us. But yeah, check it out.
I want to see that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what do we got here, Andrew? What's this?
So this here is the Keith Carlock signature snare drum. So we talked with Keith last year, and we wanted to develop something that was going to be just a workhorse drum. One that works live, one that lives in the studio, which he does both.
Yeah.
So we started with a 2mm brass shell,
Okay.
10 lug, got the die-cast hoops, lightning throw-off. But he's always been a fan also of like vintage-looking patina drums, something that looks aged, but isn't over the top.
Yeah.
Complementary to, something that Gretsch would do. And the girls and boys over at Original, they experimented with different textures to apply, and they came out with just a really nice solution to give it a beautiful
It's
aged
a gorgeous patina.
Isn't that nice?
It's
And it's
really
classy.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's understated, if you will.
It's 5.5.
5.5 by
5.5,
14.
yeah.
Yep. It's got the 45-degree bearing edge. He also wanted to put the 20 snare wire to give it a bit more openness to it. A lot of the function of this drum is strictly all him.
Right.
Like, what did he want to do to the drum? How did he want it to look? So we explored different options.
Well, he definitely knows what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, he's no joke. And you're going to see in a minute because he shot some great footage for us
Check
here.
that out.
Oh, it's killing.
Keith sounds great, man.
Yeah, he played his tail off as always.
Do that in Nashville?
Yeah. Sound Addiction. Great room, as you can tell. It's beautiful. You played there.
Yeah, he's the man. That guy's the man. So, explain this to me, because as a Gretsch artist and a Gretsch stalker for as long as I've been playing Gretsch drums, I've always been
Die-cast guy.
I always, like consider a Gretsch drum the die-cast thing,
Right.
And I've been actually playing broadcasters, and it's a different
Double
hoop.
flange, sure, yeah.
Different hoop, but I would love to check this out because it just adds a dimension to a drum. The triple flange is going to add a different character. The hoop really does add a lot to a snare drum.
And the
sound.
feel it's a big addition too. Yeah, triple flange, a 2.5, 10 lug.
Yeah.
We use those on a wide variety of our full range snare drums. I mean, triple flange has been around so damn long.
It's been around for a long time, but it's kind of interesting for me because I've never really played I've never played a Gretsch drum.
No.
Flange hoop.
Okay.
I've never done it.
You're gonna
out of all the drums I have, vintage Gretsch, some more modern stuff, they all have either die cast or the broadcast.
That's correct.
hoop.
Yeah.
So it's a different thing. I'm interested in what this sounds like because I bet you the register is kind of interested. Like you crank it way high, you get that kind of thing, but triple flange hoops, triple flange hoops can actually be super nice for the big fatback, soggy, when you tape it up.
That's a good point.
It's a different thing. Sometimes this hoop, it can still do it, but it's more finicky. I have more success with that style hoop to tune it down.
Interesting.
I'm interested. I want to hear that.
I will play it. We have time.
Exactly. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong.
finish.
This is the center of this is Caribbean blue, correct?
Right. Yeah. We're naming this Caribbean Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah. It's Caribbean blue gloss with our black metallic gloss. We introduced black metallic gloss in 2019, I believe. And Caribbean blue obviously has been around for years. You have your Caribbean blue kits. You're very familiar with this finish.
It's my favorite Gretsch finish.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can see a little bit of that mist in there.
It's like
white
a flake almost, right?
Yeah. This is available both in USA Custom and Broadcaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is straight up USA Custom.
USA
die
Custom.
cast lug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22, 12, 16, 6.5.
6.5, 14 snare drum.
Yeah, what's funny, we did a little survey with a lot of the guys around here. We had this color, and then we had another color. And I put them both up for people to review, and I said, choose one if you had to. And hands down, this one.
Hands down, yeah.
90%.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful fade.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Still shows the grain. Yeah, classy finish.
Yeah, the burst is a cool thing. Like anytime you have the fade like that is a very beautiful thing.
I like to call it. It looks very Gretchy.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
This is fun over here. I gotta show
you.
So this is a broadcaster bop kit. Antique pearl. There's nothing overly special about this. We've already had this in the program for years.
This is new though.
Well, this is fairly new last year, but this is the new part.
Ah, that is
you have actually a old kit, and it has the spade plate.
Yep.
So when we developed this, we didn't develop the spade plate arm for those who already have a rail mount kit. So then we said, something, if somebody wants to change this out, but they have this, they're not able to do it until now. It's just, this is so much more industrial friendly, much more functional. And said,
stronger.
So those who actually have a spade plate on their 12 or 13, whatever size, and have the old rail mount but want to change to a new rail mount, this now gives you the access to do that.
Yeah, it's so much cooler than the original. Yeah, that's a lot stronger.
Very much so, yeah. So has the classic Gretsch logo on it, but this here's the key. Because a lot of people wanted to actually change over to the new rail mount, but couldn't do that when we initially launched it.
Yeah, I want to put that on my old
rail absolutely, right?
My vintage, yeah. Because I'd actually like to use it. I don't trust it. It's that old,
Yeah, this definitely has much more, I'd like to say industrial tour friendly. It's more user friendly in that fashion.
I mean, the one I have is 62.
Yeah.
So
you have the hex handle.
Yeah, and cut
your finger.
It's old. Yeah, exactly. Cut your finger trying to get in there. Oh, this is a beautiful finish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, antique pearl. Oh,
Antique pearl, yeah.
It's one of the original when we relaunched Broadcaster.
You know, something interesting too, this is not the same that's on my Broadcaster snare drum. This strainer on the other side, is that a different strainer?
Oh, that's
a
the,
different throw.
yeah,
Oh,
microsensitive.
Oh yeah, microsensitive throw off. Yeah, I think I have the
probably the lightning.
The lightning throw off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is like the full vintage build.
Yeah.
Across the board. T-hand, T-rods.
Yeah, that is the vintage strainer, right? With a button on
Oh
it?
yeah, it's got the lock on it. So.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so this also, I'll take a minute and talk about this bad boy. So we introduced the RENOWN 57, I think it was back in 2012, and it was very successful series. And there were a few colors, and we've had a number of distributors who have asked about that series.
Right.
So instead of actually just doing a flat out identical relaunch, we said, let's bring something out that's a bit different. Hence, the Silver Oyster Pearl 5-piece kit here. It's available in 2 configurations. Yeah. And also, no bass drum mount, which the others had that.
Right, virgin bass drum.
Yeah, 1422, which the others didn't have that. So it's 8x10, 8x12, 1616, 6.5, 1422. Beautiful white piano gloss to actually match the badge. Yeah. Gorgeous kit. Also available in a 14x18, 812, 1414.
Oh, cool.
And
so that's a 22 by 14.
1422. Yeah, it's like, it's retro-y.
Yeah.
So why not have the bass drum be retro-y?
Right. Well, I'm a big fan of the 14-inch deep bass drums. That's personally, I love that.
Dude, speaking my language, absolutely. Gorgeous kit. Has a lot of the classic RENOWN features. Low-profile GTS. Double flange, which you're familiar with. Yeah. It's 7-ply maple shell. Yeah, this is a sexy-looking kit.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's got a great throwback look to it.
Totally.
But still yet modern. I don't know how you guys got away with that.
That's nice.
The logo looks great.
Sounds sickening.
Yeah, beautiful, right?
It's
big.
So
They're big and throaty drums,
That 8x10 is brutal.
Yeah, it's huge.
When I first hit that thing, it's like, it's seriously impressive. Clear Emperors on top.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Nice.
Beautiful.
And we're not done yet. We still got a few more kits. So.
More toys. I'm excited. Oh, explain this new Brooklyn finish we have going on here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Isn't that nice? This is Silver Mist Duco. And it's a combination of Silver Mist, which is available in USA Custom and Broadcaster, and Piano White. It's also available in Broadcaster and USA. However, this is a satin version. Right. So as you can see, it still has a little bit of that
tiny flake.
Tiny flake.
Yeah.
And anytime you apply a mist, that's what you get. Same like the Caribbean Twilight,
right.
Has a little bit of that mist. Yeah, stunning finish. It's available throughout the entire Brooklyn palette. All add-on drums, shell packs. And also, unique is it's the first Duco finish in Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn,
yeah,
right.
Prior we have nitron and satin solids.
Right.
It's a stunning finish, really unique.
14 by 20.
1420, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, 710, 812, 1414, 5.5. You know, classic tradition.
Beautiful.
Traditional Gretsch sizes.
Beautiful
Isn't that
finish.
a nice finish?
Yeah, it's subtle.
Right, yeah.
It's subtle.
It's
yeah.
subtle.
Yeah.
Subtle, but still classy. And, you know, Gretsch doesn't want to go so left field that people don't get it.
Right. Right.
It's just
Classic looking.
It's just not our thing.
Classic.
But, you know,
looking
Ducos,
finish.
I mean, we've been
Yeah.
making Duco finishes for decades.
Yeah, decades.
So,
302 hoop.
oh, yeah.
Yep.
And
Beautiful.
then this here, you're familiar with this thing.
Yes, I am.
You know this thing.
I do have one of
You
these,
do have
and I
one,
use
indeed.
it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this little micro bop kit. However, new finishes are offered, right?
Right, new finishes.
Yeah.
We originally introduced the micro and the satin gray, which you have.
Which I have, yes.
Then the following year, we did the white marine pearl to give just a different option. So now we said, well, you know, let's open up the entire Brooklyn palette. So if you have a satin natural, satin mahogany, abalone,
Yeah.
whatever color is in the Brooklyn palette, you can
get on
now
the
get in the
on
market,
the-
and vice
yeah.
versa. So your satin gray, you can now get in this finish,
Ah,
this
that's
configuration.
cool.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
White marine pearl as well. And yeah, it's
this
just a
is-
fun kit. Silver sparkles, such a timeless color.
Great sounding snare drum, by the way. It's very interesting for
Thank you.
13.4.
413, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous sounding. And I've had great success with this particular 16-inch bass drum at multiple ranges. Very high, kind of almost like that late 60s Bitches Brew
Oh, right,
Miles
right.
Davis
Sure.
recording.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 16-inch bass drum. For
That's
those of you who don't know,
yeah.
that was a 16-inch bass drum on that record. And you can get that kind of thing out of this 16. But recently I did a little recording where I tuned it way down, dead in the head, just a drop, and it has an unbelievable articulation. It's not an 18, but it kind of has that sound like a low 18-inch kick drum, and it's big. It's
No kidding.
huge sounding.
Tons of
Yes,
versatility
I've had a
on that thing.
lot of success with that drum tuned low.
Yeah.
You know, and we have obviously the sizes. We got a
12, 13.
12, 13,
Yep.
and it's a 7 by 10,
7 by 10, yeah.
and a 16 by
12 by 16.
12. That's
Yeah.
right, 12 by 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it has the drum rides in the back. And
Now I believe my kit has maple hoops, right? And I like this that you actually put the inlay.
yeah, the highlight. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's new,
Because yours
right?
was a satin gray. It had the solid and then the matching
snare drum.
Yeah, that was just for a nice accent. But with the nitrons, we're actually doing standard satin natural with the matching inlay.
I really like it.
It's gorgeous.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
incredibly cool.
and
I love this
all
little
the-
kit.
all the
I
colors-
use it all the time.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you, Joe LaBarber, you guys were just geeking about that last week. When you did Gretsch Generation.
Joe's all about
Steve
it.
Ferroni, he's sending me photos and videos. He
Yeah,
does
he
it.
plays one.
Does a ton. He's got his main 49, I think a 47 broadcaster, and then right behind it on the other side, he's got
Does
the
this.
satin gray.
Yeah. No, I love these drums.
I'm glad you like it.
I
We're
really
proud of
do.
it.
You know, Joe used his in a big band, La Barbara. He was playing these drums in a big band setting with 18 guys, and sounded
No
great.
questions
Yeah,
asked.
it sounded great.
He's
You know,
ripping.
yeah, these are beautiful drums.
Yeah, we're proud of him.
Wow, new
Fun
toys,
stuff.
new toys.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's all of it, my friends. I mean, it's a good amount. It's not too much, but it's a good variety.
Oh, it's great.
Few snare drums, few different colors, few different shell packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really happy with the assortment that we have. So that's about it. Gary, thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Really appreciate you coming and spending the time with us today.
It's great to see everybody.
Yeah, it's been a good day, and all of these new finishes, new drums, and new colors you can find on GretschDrums.com. Thanks again.
Greetings.